Rounding off of numbers to decimal places. For decimal places, you need to consider the decimal point and put into consideration the particular decimal place you're asked to solve in that problem. Now, let's look at the first question here. Round off 0.0786 to 2 decimal places. That is 2 DP means decimal place. Please take note of that. So we have to round off 0.0786 to 2 decimal place. Now, this is the decimal point. That's the decimal point. Please take note of that. And after the decimal point, what is the next number? We have 0. You just need to count 2 after decimal point. 1, then 2. Can you see that? So in that case, it means we are stopping here normally. Because after decimal point, we have to approximate this to 2 decimal place. So after decimal point, we just count 1, 2. So the last number of counting is what? We have 7. So since we're having 7, and at the back of 7, what are we having? We have 8. We are going to take 1 from this 8 and add it to what? To 7. What do we have? We have 8 also. So it means that the answer is going to be what? 0. This is the decimal point. 0. Then we have what? 8. That is the solution to the first problem. Now let's look at the second problem. This is the decimal point. Now, after the decimal point, we are going to count 1 because this is 1 decimal place. When we count, we have just 9 here. This is 9. And at the back of this 9, what are we having? At the back of 9, we are having 5. So it means we are going to take 1 from 5 and add it to 9. Now, 9 plus 1, we have what? 10. That is, after decimal point, we have 9 plus 1, we have 10. We write 0. Then we carry 1 to what? To this 8. 1 plus 8, what do we have? We have 9. So it means this is going to be 19.0 to 1 decimal place. Now, let's look at the next problem. After decimal point, look at, we have 4. And we are asked to approximate this to 4 decimal place. So, after decimal point, let's start counting. We have 1. Now, we have 2, 3, 4. We don't have numbers here. We don't have numbers here at all. So, it means that the numbers that we are having is going to be zeros. That's the meaning. Because if I add zeros to all this number, it's still the same thing as 109.4. 0.4000. It's still the same thing as 109.4. So in this case, to 4 decimal places, the answer is going to be what? 109.400. Because this after decimal point must reflect 4 numbers. Take note. It must reflect 4 numbers because we are dealing with 4 decimal places. So the next one, 144. You see, we don't even have a decimal point here at all. So in this case, you are going to create a decimal point. Creating decimal point now, you can see. I'll put decimal point at the back of this. Then what will happen? I'm going to count. Since I'm dealing with 3 decimal places, if I count here, no number, 1, 2, then 3. It means I'm going to add how many zeros? After decimal point, I'm going to have 3 zeros after decimal point. So it means that the answer is 144.000. That is the solution to the problem. Thank you.